Welcome to With the First Pick. We're going team by team to build a perfect 7-round mock draft. Who is on the clock today? We are breaking down the Washington Commanders, their biggest needs, best fits, and sleeper picks that could make their draft. By the time you're done, you'll have a complete blueprint for how they can dominate draft weekend. It's time to get on the clock. Let's build the perfect draft for the Commanders. That's Chris Trapasso. I'm Ryan Wilson. And Traps, what do we have here? We have 5 picks, starting with pick 29. It feels like defense might be the place to start, especially since they acquired Deebo Samuel.
Probably corner, even though they traded for Marshawn Lattimore, the corner opposite him. But you're right. There's not a lot of holes on the offense, and we know how good the offense was last season. So I would think in round 1, defense makes the most sense at 29.
Yeah. I mean, you could even consider edge rush if you wanted to, because it's Cleve Farrell and Dorrance Armstrong. So let's see. Oh, I mean, Nick Scorton feels like a guy that would fit into what they do.
Too.
Scroll up a little bit there, producer Striker. Are we at the top? Okay, so I mean, Colson Loveland's sitting there, which is not going to happen in real life. So I'm not even going to consider that. They have Zach Ertz. They drafted Sinnott last year, who's a good player. So Sugon Rebel, Trey Amos is there. Scorton. Scroll down a little bit. Let's see what else we got here. TJ Sanders, Landon Jackson, Maxwell Hairston. Like I sort of like the idea of Maxwell Hairston. Because Noah Igbenogany is the nickel back. You can move Mikey Sanderson back to nickel and have Hairston play outside, which is where he played primarily to go opposite Marshawn Lattimore.
I love that idea. No, I really do. Just based on what you just mentioned, to tap into Maxwell Hairston's legitimate versatility, his size, he's super twitchy, runs 4.29. You can play him inside if you need to. If things don't work out well there, bump him outside like he did a fair amount at Kentucky. I really like that, especially this late in round 1.
Now, the only thing I will say, because I can hear Commanders fans now, and this could give us an opportunity to reconsider, at 183, is he too close to Emmanuel Forbes' 166, who was a complete utter...
No, that's not crazy. I mean, I laugh because, yes, he's skinny, but he's still 20 pounds heavier than Emmanuel Forbes was.
And he plays way more physical.
Significantly more. So I'm sure there will be Commanders fans in the comments wondering why are we picking another super late corner. But at 185 in today's NFL, I don't really even think 185 if you're 5'11 is like super light or underweight. We've seen that position get smaller, just like we've seen wide receiver get smaller over the last 5 to 7 years.
Yeah, and I'm just going to double check. He's almost 6 feet. I think he's 5'11 and a half. Trey Amos is 6 feet, even 6 feet and almost 6'1", and he's 195. So he's 12 pounds heavier. And ran a 4.43. Now he's 23 years old, so he's a little older at that age. Doesn't really matter to me. But you okay with Maxwell?
I'm fine with him. I mean, it seemed like you suggested him, but then you were like being a little leery about it. I think the suggestion for his usage and his upside make a lot of sense in that defense.
No, he played primarily outside of Kentucky. And I just, as I was saying, I was thinking about, I know exactly what Commanders fans are going to say because of PTSD from Manny Forbes. I'm going Maxwell Hairston. I love his tape. Sure. Not worried about it. So
next pick is not until
send all your angry comments to producer Striker.
Round 3. Oh no, they have one at 61. Okay.
Yep. Bottom of the second round here. So we have corner off the board.
Probably edge, like we were thinking about in round 1, right?
Yeah, Carson Schwarzenegger's there, but they have Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu. Maybe you think about Bobby Wagner long term, but let's go to Ed. Oh boy, man, I love me some Kyle Kennard. Jordan Burch is still there. Elijah Roberts is another one of these huge edge.
He's gigantic.
Yeah, who can move around a little bit. He's a little stiff, but he can certainly collapse the pocket. Jordan Burch. I'll let you have the final. I love Jordan Ivey. Jared Ivey, excuse me. He did not test well, but he plays better than he tested. So
if you like Kyle Kennard, I think on a defensive line that just needs bigger bodies, big time talent from the SEC, and that South Carolina defense was really good, was loaded with specimens. Yeah. Kyle Kennard, I have him graded a little lower than this, but it does make sense for a team that needs kind of a base end that can also hold up against the run.
Yeah, he's got a little twitch to him in addition to being a little bigger. And Cleve Farrell is a good player, but he never quite lived up to the billing, and that's not his fault that he was overdrafted. So Kyle was 6'4", 254. I thought he played a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah.
4'7". I like him a lot. I think he can play. He's strong against the run. He can stand up against the run and then get after against the pass rush. Any guys you like better than that currently staring us in the face here?
I don't think so. Not glaringly. I think Josiah Stewart gives you more pass rushing upside, but that's like all that he is, which that's something that I value quite a bit, and I think teams do. But if we're looking for just size, they have big edge rushers now with Farrell, like you mentioned, Dorrance Armstrong. I think that's kind of the prototype for what they want. So Stewart, maybe you could say he would complement that group, but I think Kennard fits, again, more of the prototype for what they want on the defensive side, a 3-down defensive end.
Yeah, and the issue with, physically, the issue, the on the tape issue is not there because he gets after it. But Josiah Stewart's only 6'1", so if you're concerned about length, that could be a talking point for sure. All right, let's go, Kyle Kennard, striker.
This is not a team that has a ton of needs. Like, they've done such a good job in such a hurry to
absolutely
get one of the better, to just build one of the better rosters in the NFL.
All right, this is pick 128, I believe. Is that right? 128.
Do you want to look linebacker here as kind of that long-term
let's see what's there
behind Bobby Wagner? Is there anyone that stands out to you?
I like Barrett Carter. I like Kobe King. We talked about Cody Simon in previous perfect drafts. Danny Stutzman's another guy that can play. We're in bottom of round 4 here. So any of those guys makes sense. Let's
any other spot you want to look at?
Let's look at safety real quick.
That's true. They lost Derek Forrest in free agency, who was kind of a good rotational piece.
They signed Will Harris, and obviously Quan Martin is their former second-round pick. Let's see. No one here really sticks out quite just yet as a target. And then the only other thing, I think we're good at wide receiver. They don't necessarily, because they got Debo.
Yeah, I don't think anyone.
You know what? What could be an option, though, is offensive line, only because Sam Cosby towards ACL, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
In the playoffs, right?
Yes.
So let's look at guard real quick.
Guard and tackle, like maybe a tackle the guard convert.
Let's do both. Put in
Brown or
put tackles in there, too. Do we have we have tackles in there. Thank you.
We got tackles in there.
Okay. I'm higher on Logan Brown than a lot of people. I think he's going to kick inside.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that he's that guy that can.
Oh, all right, cool. Emory Jones is there, and he's a guy that I think would be an animal inside, moving from tackle to guard. In fact, I might.
That's what Cosme did too, coming from Texas. He was
absolutely
and bumped inside. So Logan Brown, if we are both in agreement, where the GM and the assistant GM here, I think Logan Brown makes a lot of sense for this.
Yeah, no, I think Logan Brown is a guy that probably
play as a rookie too. He's like ready to go.
Yeah, very few people have probably talked about Logan Brown in the pre-draft process, but when you watch him play, even a tackle, I think he had 32 in inch arms and change, but move him inside, done, and then you have an insurance policy of sorts, until Sam can come back. All right, so I think we're pretty good there. They obviously have Laramie Tunsil, Nick Allegretti, Tyler Biotish, and then Andrew Wiley's the right tackle as we sit here, and then wait for Sam Cosme to get healthy. And then we were talking about, what position were we looking at just prior to this? Linebacker, right?
Linebacker, yes. As that long-term developmental guy behind Bobby Wagner.
So we can go with your guy, Teddy Buchanan. I love Jamon Dumas Johnson, who's
about Snell Munden, who's fast, but he didn't put it all together for me. He's a great run defender. I didn't see a lot in coverage.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about 6th and 7th round, which has been a theme in these perfect drafts that we've done, the Flyers with the big time upside that you hope you can tap into them from the coaching perspective to get the most out of them, Munden or I think Dumas Johnson, a former Georgia guy, would make a lot of sense.
Let's go Munden. I don't think we've had him a lot, and I like him more than a lot of people do. So this feels like a bargain at this point.
Just to learn from Bobby Wagner would be probably great for him early in his career.
Absolutely. And then one last pick here. 245, into the 7th round. The world is your oyster, Traps. What are you thinking here? You know what? Sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
They have so many guys. I
was looking at running back.
Yeah, they have Brian Robinson Jr., Austin Eckler, Jeremy McNichols, then Chris Rodriguez out of Kentucky from a few years ago, and then 2 more players. So that's not necessarily a need, but if there's anyone,
I wouldn't. So we already kind of threw this idea out. I wouldn't hate in round 7 picking another wide receiver.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just given Deebo Samuel's injury past, Terry McLaurin's not 24, and you want to just keep your fastball with Jaden Daniels on that rookie deal.
I don't hate it.
Elijah Badger stands out to me more than anyone else by a long shot, but I don't know how you feel about him. I think he's polished. The hands are good. Yards after the catch ability at Arizona State was awesome and pretty good last season. The quarterback play hurt him a little. I think he could become a good wide receiver 2 in the NFL. And at 245, unless there's someone else that you really like as the GM here, Elijah Badger, I think, would make sense as kind of a stash and store.
No, I'm totally on board with that. If my guy Jackson Meeks had run a little better at his pro day, I would be a little higher on him, the former Georgia product. But Elijah Badger, they quietly had some good wide receivers. Kamir DK was really good as well.
Well, too.
All right, here we go. Recap of the Commanders draft here. Maxwell Hairston, don't worry about the weight. He can ball out. Kyle Kennard in round 2 to add some edge rush help. Logan Brown can be the short-term solution while Sam Cosmi gets better, and the long-term solution down the road. Smile Munden, he's not developmental. He's just a guy that has yet to reach his potential. He has a ton of athleticism, and round 6 is still there. And then Elijah Badger, the wide receiver out of Florida, wraps things up. And that wraps up the perfect Commanders draft class. Make sure to subscribe to NFL on CBS on YouTube and download With the First Pick wherever you get your podcast. And stay tuned for more perfect mock drafts because we're hitting all 32 teams.